Hey, how's it going everyone? It is Online here. Welcome back to another video, of course, as always. Hope you guys are having a good 2020. I believe this is actually my first 2020 video. Yeah, it's been quite some time. Last night, Bloomberg came out with a good article talking about Sony right now and how development for the PlayStation 5 is going in terms of manufacturing. It's a pretty good read. I'll leave the article in the description below. I want to go over it with you guys today because, yeah, this is probably one of the biggest kind of concrete information that we've gotten over the past few months. As you guys know, the internet right now is kind of filled with PlayStation 5, rumors and all that BS that has no really any weight to it at all. Yeah, as you guys know, it's February. All those rumors didn't end up coming true. Today, this is actually something concrete. So, I guess we'll go right into it. We actually got some good information here, and I kind of want to talk about the main thing out of this article, which is in fact that the PS5 unit currently is costing Sony $450 per unit. Now, if you don't know what this means, pretty much Sony always tries to, or I guess any manufacturer always tries to sell a console, obviously at a profit. With the PS5 unit currently costing $450, you add a little bit more to that in terms of retail price. You're looking at like a $575 minimum probably if they want to make some sort of profit per unit. Most likely though, it's going to be $499. That's pretty much what is to be expected. Although Sony said in this article here they're waiting for Microsoft Series X, obviously with their Xbox Series X, to come out with the pricing first and foremost with their console before they come out with theirs. So to me with that, Sony is pretty much just playing the waiting game with Microsoft in terms of what they're doing because obviously they don't want to come out with the more expensive console. The thing about Microsoft right now is pretty much obviously they have their Game Pass initiative, which is another format of them making money besides obviously selling Xbox One consoles. So to me, obviously they might be able to experiment. Maybe they get it down to $450. We don't know how much theirs is, rumored to be costing. At the moment, ZHugeX came out with an estimate range of $470 or $460 rather to $520. Somewhere in that range, she knows it's a little bit more expensive than the PS5. So if they decide to take a loss and come out $450, to me this just means that Sony's going to match them. I don't see any sort of, scenario coming out where obviously PS5 costs $400 because that would be quite a loss, even though they have subscription models to cover over that loss. Obviously another way to do that is just by selling games and software that could easily cover it, probably like 2 games in this case. But I really don't see the consoles going anywhere below $450. That's pretty much my 2 cents from this, honestly, from what we've seen. I expect it to be $500 across the board for the Xbox Series X and the PS5, but to me, the only way this is going to go lower is if Microsoft goes lower and then Sony will match them in that case and take a loss because they don't want to be the more expensive console, especially if the Xbox Series X is rumored to be a little bit more powerful than the PS5. We also got some more information out of here. They're talking about how, DRAM shortages were causing problems for Sony and had to cancel a camera feature, which to me, I don't mind because I've never really used the camera with the PS4. Unless it's going to be something big for VR, I don't see this being really that big of a hit at all. And the more interesting one was a new PSVR after PS5 launch. I mean, to me, that's kind of common sense, but yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be probably fall of 2021, somewhere in 2021. They've already said in the past it's not going to launch with the PS5, obviously for good reason. You don't want to have 2 big products like that competing, and especially if the PS5 is going to be a high-end $500 console, you don't want a VR headset that's going to cost $400 at a minimum to be coexisting with that at the same time. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to have that confirmation. PSVR is really on its last legs right now. Like, in terms of software, they're doing fine at the moment, but in terms of the technology and the tracking, it's good. It's still good, like VR, but it's definitely showing its age. And really, as Sony kind of waits longer and longer, people are probably going to be moving over to the Oculus side of things, especially with the boom that we've seen with the Quest. So yeah, I'm really hoping that, Sony, after the PS5 comes out, that we get some information on the PSVR 2, whatever their next headset's going to be, and hopefully we'll see some improvements. I know the PS5 will show some improvements on the base headset, but to me, my biggest kind of issue with the PSVR is just currently the tracking. Like, it's really outdated. We need new technology in there. Give us some new moves with some new haptic feedback, especially since the DualShock 5 will have that, and we're already on a good step forward. I'm probably going to make a video sometime in the future talking about PSVR 2 and what I think it should have and what I expect it to have. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Besides that, many more of the launch titles for PS5 are going to be coexisting on PS4. I mean, this is just because obviously backwards compatibility. I still fully expect that we're going to get PS5 exclusives at launch. To me, that just makes the most sense. Jason Schreier's heard the same thing, and Sony's going to totally go for that. They know that, obviously their exclusives sell, and they need to have that as a big selling point. And you know, it's just traditional. Obviously they're gonna do that. Makes sense. Really, there was some pretty cool other interesting tidbits, like apparently Sony's putting a few extra dollars in terms of the cooling system, you know, in terms of the cooling unit that will be inside the PlayStation 5. To me, I'm like, God, fuck yeah, we don't have a PS4 jet engine issue coming over, so yeah, that would be great, honestly. That's probably like my biggest issue right now with my PS4, like, is just the jet engine. It just gets so annoying, and to have that, you know, be something that Sony's actually putting some money into, thank God, honestly. The coronavirus isn't affecting the PS5. I mean, to me, part of me is like, yeah, I mean, obviously the PS5s aren't really being produced yet. That's going to go into the spring. But at the same time, I don't know if they'd want to even like come out and say that, because obviously their investors are listening. So if they heard that, you know, maybe they would get a little bit worried. Honestly, the whole coronavirus thing, there's many theories online about how China is obviously not, I don't want to turn this into politic or like current event shit, but obviously everything with China is kind of a little sus right now in terms of their numbers. Yeah, they say it's not going to affect the PS5. I imagine in some way it has to, but probably not that drastically, honestly. Especially since, you know, obviously the PlayStation 5 isn't really, you know, being mass produced yet. That's going to wait till the spring. And yeah, it seems like it will be fine. And to wrap the article up, CFO Totoki from Sony is apparently giving Sony pressure to be more transparent about the PS5, and I think I could speak for all the fans is, yeah, we really want that too. You know, to be devil's advocate, we do actually know a lot more about the PS5 than we did about the PS4. I mean, I think really all the leaks about the PS4 happened a few weeks before the PS4 reveal event. That's when I remember about the whole 15-minute share button and everything from all the specs. But really, Sony's been kind of transparent about it. I mean, we already have the logo, the name. I mean, I say the logo, obviously that's kind of obvious, but, you know, Sony treated the PS4 as like such a secret thing, and then they dropped it all at once. Like, Sony's been pretty straightforward this whole entire time, and you know, maybe that is just because it is a different age. Obviously, the industry was in a different place back in 2013. Sony was a little bit more desperate to, you know, be a little bit more out there. You know, right now they're the market lead, but yeah, I still think that we're gonna get something probably in March. I think that's a good time. Maybe April, maybe. But you really just gotta think, like, Sony's not gonna be at E3. They gotta space their announcements out. They want to keep the momentum going up until November. And honestly, like, they could even wait longer if they wanted to. I don't believe they will, but, you know, look at Nintendo. They dropped the Switch announcement like the end of October, and it came out in early March. So really, turnarounds for these things, like, yeah, just chill. We're gonna get it soon. We're gonna get it soon. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Some good details here. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys are kind of thinking about that price point. A lot of people are kind of turned off about that. Personally, I'd rather pay a little bit more to have a higher end console. I think a lot of people share that kind of sentiment as well. You know, I fully expected it to be 500. You know, I'm currently working on a PS5 predictions video, especially about the whole, you know, meeting, PSM meeting apparently happening soon. I mean, you know, expected to happen soon at least, I should say. And, you know, in that video I was writing that I fully expected to be 500, and yeah, it looks like it's going to be that, unless, you know, Microsoft decides to undercut and Sony decides to match that price as well. So we shall see. We probably won't get a PS5 price until like probably midsummer. I imagine they're going to wait until after, you know, Microsoft reveals that at E3. But yeah, in the meantime, let's hope that we get some sort of news from Sony here pretty soon about, you know, mainly games. That's what I really want to know about, is just the games coming over. What can we expect to be playing this November, this holiday season, you know, all that. But yeah, anyways, guys, that has been it for me today. Make sure to subscribe if this is the first video of mine you are seeing on the channel. I'm definitely going to cover a lot more PlayStation 5 as we get closer to launch here. And yeah, man, it's going to be an exciting year. Last of Us Part 2, Cyberpunk, and these next generation consoles. So yeah, of course, as always, make sure to leave all your thoughts in the comments down below. Look forward to reading through all your replies and responding to you guys. Besides that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.